Marriott Bonvoy has signed Alexandra Eala, the headlines called the deal mega money, and not one of them printed a number. Days earlier, a tournament director in Toronto was moving her opening match to a bigger court because she had personally sold nearly twice what the original could hold. Those two facts point the same way. A hotel group buying a 21-year-old who has never ranked higher than number 20 looks like speculation until you set it beside what the ticket office saw. This is not a tennis deal, it is a market deal, and the market is the Philippines. Before we get to what she is worth, you need to understand why the fee is missing, because almost everyone reads that silence backwards. It is not evasion, it is leverage. Marriott Bonvoy is not a hotel chain renting a billboard. It is the travel and loyalty program of Marriott International, an official hotel partner of the Australian Open. What a loyalty program buys when it signs an athlete is not court time. It is a reason to open the app. Eala was announced as the face of its Tennis the World campaign for Asia-Pacific excluding China, alongside a member pre-sale for Australian Open tickets in 2027. The player is the door. The membership is the product. Now the part nobody explains. A tennis endorsement is almost never one number. It is a base paid annually whatever happens, plus a bonus schedule that pays on results, plus an appearance obligation counted in days. The base is the brand's view of your audience. The bonuses are its view of your ceiling. The days are what you are selling, and the part players underestimate when they sign. When Emma Raducanu left Nike for Uniqlo this year, the reported figure was $3.5 million a year, believed to run about 4 years, specified as upfront annual cash, not including performance bonuses. That distinction is the whole game. Two deals with identical headline numbers can be different contracts. So why the confidentiality? 2 reasons, neither sinister. Endorsement contracts can carry a most favored nation clause. If the brand later pays a comparable athlete more, your fee rises to match. Publish one number and you have repriced the brand's entire roster. And a disclosed fee becomes the floor in every negotiation the athlete has after it and the ceiling in every one the brand has. Her leverage lives in that gap. If nobody knows what Marriott paid, everybody else has to guess high. So when a headline says mega money and shows you nothing, that is not a journalist hiding the ball. There is no ball. The figure does not exist in public. Which brings us to the number that does exist. It is not in dollars. 118 million people live in the Philippines. Eala has 1.6 million followers on Instagram, and only 7 active players in women's tennis have more. At the Washington tournament she went on to win, more than 80% of ticket inquiries asked one question. When is Eala playing? Mark Ine, who chairs that event, says his team flagged her early. Earlier this year in the early spring, our team said, "This is a phenomenon that's spreading, and we should try to get Alex to come to Washington." By the time it arrived, he was blunter. "I wish we had more tickets to sell for Alex." The Toronto tournament director explained his court switch with no diplomacy. "Our grandstand court is 2,800 seats. We can't put her on there because she probably sold upwards of 5,000 tickets. That is the asset, not the ranking. The ranking is a proxy for it, and a lagging one. The brand is not buying nothing." At Wimbledon this year, Eala beat the defending champion Iga Swiatek on center court 7-6, 6-2 after an opening set that ran 84 minutes. She became the first player from the Philippines, man or woman, to reach the second week of a major. A month later in Washington, she beat Zheng Qinwen, Leylah Fernandez, Elina Svitolina, Naomi Osaka, and Jessica Pegula inside the same week. Every opponent on that list is a former Grand Slam finalist or a current top 10 player. The final was suspended by rain with Pegula a setup, and the second set on serve resumed next day, and Eala took it 4-6, 6-4, 6-love. The last player to beat the top 3 seeds on the way to a title was Barbara Krejcikova in Dubai in 2023. When she left Washington, she had 7 top 10 wins this season, the most on tour, level with Svitolina and Elena Rybakina. She went from number 28 to a career high of number 20, the first Filipina inside the top 20. John Isner watched that match and reached for a number that had nothing to do with tennis. "She is an absolute star, and it's a signature win," he said on the Nothing Major podcast. Probably her greatest win considering the moment, taking out the defending champ on center court with all of those 119 million people watching her. He did not cite her ranking. He cited a population valuing her the way a chief commercial officer does. Eala's own read is quieter. Sometimes I forget the impact that I hold, and sometimes I don't expect the number of people who come and support. Here's the part the celebration posts leave out. A brand can buy momentum or it can buy a career. Momentum is cheap and renewable. A career costs more and locks the brand in. Everything about this announcement reads like momentum. A regional campaign, a ticket pre-sale, Asia Pacific excluding China, a phrase drafted by people who know precisely which market they are paying for. If the ranking stalls, the campaign ends when the campaign ends. The bonuses go unpaid, which is what they are for. Nobody issues a press release about that. And stalling is a real possibility. In Toronto, she was seeded 25th, became the first Filipino to win a main draw match at the event, then lost in the round of 16 to Belinda Bencic. Most of the rankings she now defends was built inside a single month, and every player who breaks through this fast meets the same wall. The points must be defended again against opponents who have watched the tape. But the deal survives all of that, and that is the point. Marriott is not paying for a semi-final. It is paying for 118 million people who now have a reason to care what a tennis calendar says, and for a diaspora large enough to fill a show court before she had won a single match in that city. Her own line about the deal was about travel. Travel has always been such a meaningful part of my journey as a tennis player. The brand's line, written into the release rather than spoken, was that Eala embodies Marriott Bonvoy's brand spirit of big-hearted ambition and bold discovery. That is marketing language. Read coldly, it is an admission. They are not describing a tennis player. They are describing a customer they want to reach, and they have found the person that customer will follow to a booking page. So the fee is unknown, and it is close to the least interesting thing here. The signal is that a global brand looked at a player ranked 20th in the world with exactly one tour title and decided her audience was worth buying before her results made that obvious. Sponsors move before rankings do. They always have. A ranking tells you what a player has already done. An endorsement tells you what somebody with money believes she is about to do. Nobody printed the number. They printed the bet.